Welcome to my Permadeath series for No Man's Sky, and here we're up on the space station. I'm going to start with apology. My original plan for this video was to go and do the community event, which I actually did go and do, but there was one slight technical hitch, and that was the fact that I forgot to start the recording software. So I completed this weekend's community event. It was quite a straightforward event. It just involved simply collecting some Albion pearls, but one of the fringe benefits of that is that as usual, we were sent to an extreme planet. So I've now completed level 10 of the extreme survival milestones. I've only got one more objective to do, which is to find all the species on one planet, and then I've completed planet zoology, and that's all the milestones completed. I do wish maybe Hello Games would extend this, so maybe once you've completed this lot of milestones, maybe you get a new set turn up, but that's something that maybe that will evolve over time. And what I've also done is I thought maybe it's time I took out one of my other ships out for a little bit of a run. So we're in the fighter now. I did consider using the living ship, but what I want to do is maybe switch the focus onto that going forward so that I can actually find the upgrades, because to get the upgrades we're going to have to do a lot of flying around. What I wouldn't mind though is just talk to one of these traders first before we do anything else. So, because I'm looking for dihydrogen gel. There we are, look at that, 151. Thank you. Hopefully this will all fit in my inventory. Yep. One of the other guys could have got any more, because I've been sending out quite regular frigate missions, and I've gone through. Whoops! I don't want to buy your ship. I've got enough ships as it is. Buy items. Only if you get one set here. Huh? Famous last words. Sometimes if you get one set of dihydrogen gel, you get another set. Now the next thing I want to do is I've got some ship augmentations. Just get rid of this, send this all to the freighter. I've got some space in here. Just send this over. Yeah, nearly finished. Therefore, in some ways, this part is going to be a little bit of an odds and ends video, where I tidy up some bits and pieces that are long outstanding. And one of the things I do want to do is, if I come into the exit tool, cargo, I don't know if these have got to be in the exosuit, but never mind. What I want to do is do the augmentations for the fighter. So we're going to upgrade and we're going to purchase some supply augmentation. We're going to put one in the technology. Yep. Okay. Well, I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. It seems to. I want to do one in the storage as well, so that I increase each one. I think there's a little bit of a bug there in the sense that it won't actually let you kind of switch between the two. You seem to have to do one or the other. Apply augmentation, and I'm just going to apply the augmentation there. And I've got a big pile of cash, so what I'm actually going to do is, just to keep this moving forward, is we're going to actually pay some money for an upgrade as well. Only 16 million. Yeah, who cares? Because I want some extra storage in here, so we're just gonna come here. And I'm only gonna do the one. So that's now increased my ship a little bit. Just want to have a look at the enhancements I've got here. I mean, the only one the possible missing enhancement is actually the photon cannon, but I do have the option now with this extra slot to put an enhancement in here if they've got something really good. So what we're going to do is come in here. By the way, this is a brand new system, but I'll talk a bit about that in a minute. So I'm just going to come here, purchase upgrade modules. What have you got? Pulse engine upgrade, hyperdrive module, not interested in that. Increases speed and maneuverability. Yeah, I think we'll take that. Just get the... Got the pulse drive here. Now what I should be able to do is we get this one here. And we go into here. It shouldn't break, because what you're allowed to do is have 3 of these in separate systems. What that should do now is increase my maneuverability, my fuel efficiency, and the boost. So we've now got that there. Now the next thing I want to talk about is that because I did the community mission, I've got these larval cores here. And what I want to do is, well, let's put that back in the exosuit. I want to turn these into nanites. You see here that 5 larval cores turns into 250 nanites. They don't take long to do. I'm just going to do this. That gives me another 500 nanites. And just put the runway in there. Just top this up. Loads of condensed carbon. And we've got that sorted out. Now I've had a little bit of think about my starships. And I've got 3 definite ships I want to keep. That is the Laughing Gnome, this one Wanderlust, and of course the Black Star. That gives me 3 slots, and I've got 1 living ship. And what I'm planning on doing is having 1 spare slot for an exotic. If I find a really good-looking exotic, then I'm going to have 1 floating slot, which will be for either another living ship or another exotic. Apologies, I've just had a bit of a sneezing attack. And that will be my fleet until such times as Hello Games increases the number of ships that we're allowed to have. I've got a feeling, given the fact that we've now got living ships and exotic ships and all the normal ships, that one may not be far away. Although whether we'll be able to store them all on the freighter will be another matter. I mean, I feel that we may have to store them down on a base. Now I've come here for a very specific reason. I was hoping to get a mission to go down and find things, but I don't want to deliver an item because that's going to send me to another system, and I want to explore this system. So that idea didn't work. Never mind. What was actually happened is I was doing black holes, and I did the first one, and let's say just to show you here, you can see I've come here, so we're 6,000 light years closer to the center of the galaxy. And when I got into this system, I actually saw a planet that it's got the potential to be a base location. I can find it again. So what's this one? It's not. I don't want a glacial planet. Now here it is. So what I want to do is go and there we are. It's not that one. It must be the 3rd one. Where's the 3rd planet gone? This must be this one. There we are. A humid planet, salvageable scrap, star bulb, copper, paraffinium. So what I'm hoping is that we can go down onto this planet and find a good power source in a good location, and then we can set up the base, because I still don't have a base in the Hilbert system. And my long-term objective is for every galaxy I go to, I have 1 big permanent base. I mean, this is looking quite promising, actually. I really like the layout here. We've got lakes here as well. I mean, it'd be great here. I mean, from a base perspective. So if we just land about here. I always really wanted a base on a kind of temperate planet. For any of you who haven't played Permadeath, quite often planets like this are the Sentinels are always hostile. Let's have a little bit of a scan round and see what we can find. No nearby hotspots. Okay, thank you, game. Let's see if we can find anything else. Got a B-class mineral deposit. Apologies if my voice is getting croaky. I think I'm having a bit of an allergic reaction to something at the moment. I'm getting all the symptoms of the cold without actually having a cold. Right, let's just scan the creatures. So we've got 15 creatures on this planet. Now it would be really great if my last milestone was actually all the creatures on this planet. I know. I mean, I know I can go to a special planet with only one species, but I've done a lot of planets like that. So maybe we can get all 15 species on there. Yeah, we're gonna have to try and find a hotspot. And we got some salvageable scrap that way. What we could do is come here. What we got here, inhabited outposts. Let's go plot. Let's give ourselves a target. Right, manufacturing facility selected. So we might be able to go and pick up some tech somewhere. How far is that away? 18 hours. Wow. That's a little bit too far to walk. I'm just going to drop a save. So I think we'll fly to that. And of course I'm going to have to watch the fuel on this ship, because it's, compared to the Explorer, the fuel usage is not particularly that good. We get up into space and away we go. Looks like this manufacturing base might be actually on the edge of a sea. I mean, that could be interesting. And what we've got to find is the door. It's on the left hand side, so if we fly off direction. It's just that side, so there's going to be trees in the way. And get the photon cannon. You have to fly in around this area here. The trees are going to be in the way. Pretty difficult to see. Right. We've upset the local sentinels. I've flown into the building. I'm just going to fly around a little bit and wait for the sentinels to calm down a bit. Right, that should be it. And they're looking, searching for me again. I think I got in a bit too close. Well, they were still looking for me. I think they got a sense of me being close by. Just gonna come in here. Destination reached, thank you. Of course, we're gonna claim the base. If this is the planet, we're going to be using it quite a lot here. And scan the tree bushes. Approach the terminal and search for a way to override the alarm. I find a likely looking button, press it, causing the terminal to respond. Gar, the keen security scan. A flap flicks open and a microphone emerges. Just a voice shouts Gar, or bark Gar. That seems to be the standard keen greeting. I bark aggressively into the terminal as it appears to satisfy whoever demands have been made to me. Access is granted. Normal operations have been restored. I have access to the facility's main control panel. We're certainly going to learn a new recipe. I've still got outstanding ones. So we've cleared on the right hand side. We've just got unstable plasma on this side. Anything here that's... We've got chloride lattice, which then opens up to the salt refractor. I think we'll go that way. Hopefully we might actually get 2 of these. Sometimes you actually get 2. Wow, that's actually gone straight to the salt refractor. That's good. And maybe we'll go that way. We've got 2 factory overrides there. And that should complete that area there. I think I've actually got the... I think I already had the formulas for the salt extractor. It just makes the place look a little bit tidier. And we've got that there. Because of course you can buy those formulas from the these minor settlement trader. What I'm going to do is we got, wow, oh wow, yes. We've got an S-class power supply here. 336 in that direction. Oh, we might have our location. I mean, 336 is a bit far away from the perspective of a base. You never know. I'm just going to go this way. And we've got a great big rock in front of us, which is not... Actually, I think it might even be a little bit better, although this is a little bit on the steep side, but we are going in the right direction. Okay, 150. Got a little bit of a dip here. I don't want to walk into the dip. Although it could be in this dip, actually. No, it's that way. Let's guess. Oh, we'll worry about the plants in a minute. Yes, go away. Definitely got to sort my multi-tool out. I think I'm going to move some of those specialist mining options to another tool. Because again, it's something I want to do in the long term, and that is have a general purpose multi-tool, combat multi-tool, and then we'll have a specialist multi-tool for all those new mining options that Hello Games have just recently introduced. Let's just go this way. This is going to be interesting. Can you actually build power generators in the water? And what we will do is portable. Just going to mark this with a beacon. Helps we need 2 metal plating. Should be no problem. So a hotspot discovered. So it's saying the hotspot is about here. So it's going to put the beacon there. So we've got a power generator there, if assuming that we can build it. I should think we should be able to build it underwater. I don't know if it's going to have an association with... See, at the moment, we don't have an option because we don't have a base. And we've got a little bit of a flat enclave here. Well, flattish enclave here, which could be a challenge. And we've got another little area over there. What have we got there? I mean, the alternative is that if there's one S-class generator on this planet, there's a good chance there's another S-class one on there. So maybe it might... What we'll do is we'll have a look round. Yeah, we've got a concentrated gas cloud in that direction. I mean, it'd be fairly challenging to build a base on here, unless of course I went out over the water. You could go out over the water. What's that there? Now I think we're going to just see if we can find another power source. I mean, an S-class power source is great, but it's not enough to kind of fix the mind on here. Plus we got that great rock there, which I'm not a big fan of either. Though it's interesting. I mean, we got could build a base that goes up underneath it. I think we're going to go looking to see if we can find another source. My capital ship going the wrong way. This is definitely the planet I'm going to build a base on. It's just again, the question now is whether is where. And this is going to be my primary base for the Hilbert system. If I'd scan the birds. Oh, we got I do want to check my health because I took a bit of a bashing in the last video with respect to killing those horrors. Put that in the high capacity. Oops, I thought I'd put that in the high capacity. A little bit of dihydrogen, that'd be useful. What have we got flying around here? What on earth is flying around here? Is this one of these butterfly things? Change survey mode. Something flying around here and I can't see it. I think it's these. Nope, they've gone. Okay. No, there's no point hanging around here looking for another S-class power supply. So what we're going to do is, well, grab another bird. We've got 3 out of 5 at the moment, and we've scanned unique creatures, so that's another mission done. And what we're going to do is inhabited outpost, ancient artifacts. Let's do a bit of an emergency cartography then, see what we can find this way. I mean, it could be great to find a crashed ship. I really like that location. If it's just that horrible blob floating above us. Crash freighter off planet, no good. I'm not going to leave the planet just yet. Scan the rocks. Have a rock there, hazardous flora. Okay, let's just go for an inhabited outpost then. There's got to be an inhabited outpost on the planet. Observatory detected. 5 hours away. Wow. Okay, we're off to the observatory. How far? You're 11 minutes. Still a little bit long, so we go back up into space. I mean, this is a pretty big planet, so I don't really need to rush for a decision on where to build. So here we are, here's the observatory. I'm just going to drop down here. So we're going to claim the base. I got navigation data. Always wanted navigation data. I actually like that over there. I mean, I wouldn't build a base there, but I think that looks quite awesome, actually. Especially if it's floating. Yeah, I really like that. I think this is going to be the thumbnail. Just kind of curve it round a little bit like that. I'm just going to take a picture. And we'll go check out the observatory. Particular ammunition. Hello. Bikini Observatory. Haven't done an observatory for a long time actually. 3987, 987, so it should be 7398. Quite an easy one, observatories are generally, as long as I'm wide awake. Signal detected. Check that out. Hello, officer, whoever you are. Warrior stands to attention, handing me a communication somehow tailored to my own language. They inform me that the Xaine High Command has placed this system under temporary democratic rule until the state of emergency is lifted. I suppose that's a little bit of a twist, isn't it? Normally a democracy puts in an authoritarian process, a bit like what's happening with the coronavirus at the moment, and you've got an authoritarian military thing who's actually putting in democracy. Warrior shows me multiple candidates for the system. Choose the... I would say we choose the stronger, because this is the Bikini. And we've got a thermal protection module. Oops. Go and check out back and see what he's got out back. Okay, we should be able to get some resources here. Nothing found, thank you. We do a little bit of condensed carbon and get a few nanites. Nothing there. Nothing in there, but we should be able to go down this way to the next part of the building. And this is just carbon. Okay. We pick that up. No. It's going to be navigation data anyway. Right. What was the building we picked up? An ancient ruin. That's off planet as well. Right. Back to scanning. That's the sea. I'm not particularly interested in the sea. No. So just have a look around here. I mean, it's quite interesting that I've got an S and a C on the same planet. I mean, I've got absolutely no idea how many hotspots you can have on a individual planet. It's just nearby hotspots. I'm not seeing anything around here. I mean, there's a nice little plateau-like area there running down, but still not completely comfortable with it. What have we got here? That's the crash freighter. That's not on planet either. Okay, where's all the creatures gone? Have I thrown them all away? There's a knowledge stone there. Right. Let's go for a... What's this? Extremely powerful upgrade for the thermal protection use. What thermal protection am I using at the moment? I mean, I've got A class and B class thermal protection already, so I'm not sure I'm actually going to need that. I mean, it's only an A class. That can go to the freighter. Get rid of you. That can come back. Don't think I've got anything else that I can turn into. Curiosity. What does that turn into? Nothing. Liquid sun. Nothing. So that's all very specialized stuff. Cadmium. Paraffinium. Definitely got to finish off the Atlas path. Maybe that would be for the next video. Wiring looms, uranium, ammonia. No. I think I'll be okay. Got a big pile of silver so that I can work on my freighter base as well. Although I've got it fairly close to the way I want it at the moment, because I'm not going to go too elaborate with the freighter base until I get my final freighter. Oh, what was I going to do? Forgot, wasn't I? Yeah. Got planetary chart. Yes, secure area site of interest. Let's go for it. Now they're supposed to fix the bug where the game kept sending you back to the same manufacturing base, so maybe this would be a good test. See if that bug is actually being fixed. Because it was one of the annoying features whenever you scanned for a manufacturing base, it would always keep sending you back to the base. Well, it wasn't just manufacturing, it was all of them. But let's just see if they've actually fixed that bug. It says 21 minutes. This looks a bit more promising. Or is it the same one again? Well, we'll soon know, because it has the great big lump of rock floating over the surface. Now this looks like a totally different location. You can find the entrance. The entrance is going to be off the top of the mountain here. It could be a little bit tricky. Again, we've got that big rock there. Oh, we've blown it open. Just going to wait for the sentinels to calm down a little bit. Just going to drop down. And there's some little bit of goodies there. Come in here. And see if we can get 2 manufacturing bases in a row. Terminal flashes 2 alerts, presumably the source of the alarms currently ringing in my ears. Xaine security alerts. Interloper something. Minor alert. War factory. After printing out its status update, the terminal presents an option to override either alert. From the holographic display, the warnings appear to relate to damaged components within the facility in the presence of the interloper. I'm actually going to go for a damage alert. The terminal indicates an emergency shutdown. Oh well, never mind. And our standing with the Xaine has dropped. But, well, that's the way it goes. You can't get them always right. And of course, if you really did want a formula, all you've got to do is just go out and reload. Yeah. Oh, I can do it. Let me just show it to you. And all you got to do is come out here. I mean, generally I don't like doing this, but I'll just show it to you. So we've now reloaded back to when the ship landed, because it automatically drops a save when you get out of the ship. So you haven't even got to think about it. And then what you've got to do really is just come in here and talk to these guys. I'm just going to flip through them. And it's an intruder alert. It says facility becomes operational. Normal operations have resumed. I have access to the facility's main control panel. I should be able to alter production to my own benefits. We'll just do a new recipe. And see, I've got most of them anyway. And I think we'll just take the oxygen filter. We'll probably get 2 options anyway. So, and we'll take the unstable plasma. If you are really pushed for blueprints and want to do it, that's effectively how you can cheat the game a little bit. Personally, it's not something I like to do, but I thought I'd just show it to you anyway. I mean, it's not like I really need the formulas at the moment. I'm just working through them, and I suppose what we're going to do is no nearby hotspots. Okay, so we've got we've got an A-class mine nearby. Just got potential. And we've got a C. Actually, this may have potential. So we're just going to go that way and see what the mine is. But I'm just having a little bit of a thought here. Right, I'm just going to go going this way. An artist at work. Return to mission. Right, so we're just going to go this way, 250 odd meters. I mean, if I'm completely honest, I'm not that really worried about the mining for this base, because I say this is going to be my main base for the Hilbert Galaxy. I mean, I've got plenty of other potential resource bases that I could build, and I've got my resources bases back in the Euclid Galaxy as well. And I'm a little bit. Oops, what must happen there? Wow. Okay, we are looking good. I've just found an S-class power supply. Hey, out the way. 254 that way. And there's a knowledge stone up there. Again, I'm starting to get the impression this isn't the flattest planet around, but we got a little bit of a rise there. So if I can get here. The keen word for consort. Interesting. It says it's 145 in that direction. Looks like it might be on the top of this hill here. Oops. Stop. Okay, and I'm just going to drop a beacon here. I can find it. Save beacon. Oh, 2 more. Why is this game never let me have? Okay, let's make 6 of these this time. So we're a little bit away from the water, but that's not a problem. Let's just see if I can find. So there's birds flying around again, but they're a bit far off. Let's see. Let's come back here. But we got a hotspot proximity that way, 273. That's back in that direction. I got you. Let's just scan him. And then we're going to kill you. And we'll just take the sodium. Change back to here. This is 200. What is the... It's only a C class though. Let's head in that direction. That looks suspiciously like a predator. You have to be a little bit careful. Then again, sometimes in No Man's Sky you get creatures that haven't got you. Yeah. What we got here? My money. Paraffinium. That could be useful. Why are you not showing on the map a hotspot there? And what we'll do is we'll just put you there. Now I know some of you are probably wondering why I'm putting beacons down, because it gives you an idea where things are when you are trying to lay out the base. So I've got that beacon there, so I know this is the power beacon over there, and I've got a paraffinium over there. Okay. Haven't scanned a lash plant for a long time either. And we're just going to kill them. In principle, they used to be the bane of everybody's life when No Man's Sky first came out. Now they're almost an inconsequence. There's no gas around here, but yeah, I'm starting to get a good vibe about here. We haven't got any of those rocks over top. True, we don't have a beachfront view, but we could have a... I mean, I don't have to worry too much about the paraffinium. I mean, I could, if necessary, if that paraffinium's too far away, I can always put a secondary base in. Trouble is, where would we build it? Oops. I think I need to think about this a little bit. Yep, thank you, creature. Got this kind of grey area here, and I get the impression this is like a secondary area. I mean, we could use it to our advantage because we could level it off a bit and use this as an area where we can have a bit of an overview. In fact, that might work actually, because we're not that far away from there. I mean, if I leveled this off, we can bring the power in from over there. And we can then use this as an area, because then we wouldn't destroy the grass and the green with respect to the surrounding area. Yeah, I'm starting to like this a little bit. I just want to try something out first. Okay, this Animus Beam Podcaster, Terrain Manipulator. Flatten. If we kind of just chop it across like this, I mean, it might take a little while to actually do this. Wow. Yep, as I said, it might take a little while to do this.
Technology recharge.
Oops, got all the rocks floating in midair now. I've chopped the base off. So I just chop this off the top like this. Just level this off. A little bit there. I mean, I could take it down another level, another notch. How are we doing? 23% left now. And the rocks floating in the sky might be a little bit of an issue. We can always get rid of them. Oops. Maybe I should scan them first. You. A little bit of paraffinium. Oops. The wrong rock. Take you out. Yeah, I think if I flatten this area out quite considerably, and then we could build a base here. We're not that far away from the power supply, and I can always jerry rig it by putting the base computer back here. Then we can extend the base that way. Anyway, that's something to think about. This is where I'm going to leave it. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. So in the next part, we'll maybe carry on exploring, thinking about the best way to lay this base out. I'm open to opinions, and do you think this is a good location for the base, or maybe I carry on exploring, looking for another S-class power supply? I think that's quite important. As I say, I'm not too worried about the bringing in the parathenium or another source. This is just going to be my primary base. I do feel I need to level it down a little bit. Anyway, until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.